drive in the car with the caregiver. Then we go to like afternoons, maybe a whole day. Then we encourage a one-night stay. Then we go up to a two-night stay on the weekend. When they come back on the Sunday, on Monday, the team will meet with them and we see, you know, what went well, what didn't go well, what do you need, what can we help you out with.
We start to problem solve with the patient, with the family, talk about the home environment, recommend some equipment to make some of these activities either easier for the caregiver, safer for the patient.
In other situations where that may not be financially feasible, or the family member themselves have their own physical conditions where they're not able to care for their loved one, then we will suggest other more supportive housing situations where there's a retirement home setting or a supportive housing setting where they will have their own apartment, but they'll have other services in terms of going to a dining room for meals.
So we often will look at the community services, links patients to outpatient if there's still some goals that they may not need the intensive therapy that they received here, but there's still room for improvements. We often will refer to outpatient programs. We link up often to community agencies such as Community Care Access Center.
When they go home, that's not the end of the treatment. The treatment continues. All the discipline, meaning the physiotherapists, the social worker, the OT, the doctor, especially the doctor, made the referral notes for the patients to see their own doctor, inclusive the medication they have to take for a month period, so they have that enlisted. Us nurses, we give them the whole package.
Based on the patient's needs, we do coordinate with the CCAC, and what they do is the patients might need assistance with bathing. So they'll send someone, we'll organize it here at the facility so that when they're home, they'll be able to have that service. Again, another wonderful thing about working at this facility is we have an outpatient department. So we always tell the patient that therapy definitely does not end here. We're actually the beginning process. So when they leave, they usually refer to occupational therapy, they usually refer to physiotherapy, speech, so it continues. It continues in the community, and we link the resources from here.
But decisions have to be made about what kind of life or what kind of environment is going to be created and what level of risk the family and the patient are willing to live with. And it's our job as the team to let people know where the person's at, where we see the potential, and what the potential risks are if the person lives in an environment that perhaps isn't as supervised as we suggest.
As you progress through your therapy, speaking with your healthcare team will help you start to make plans for the future. It raises questions like, what is the most suitable environment? How will I move? Am I able to prepare meals? Do I need extra support in the home? Is my home an appropriate choice? There are many questions that make an impact on the stroke survivor and the family.
Now, I'm fortunate at my age that I can sit back. I'm not rich by any means, but I enjoy doing volunteer work. But I still work part-time, but in a job, I know that I could not go back to a full-time job in media or PR. And this is when I say you've got to face facts.
Suddenly, you know, you've gone from a fairly protected environment here at Providence to the real world out there, and suddenly, you know, my face is actually drooping a little bit. Are people going to be looking at me? Or now I'm in a wheelchair, and I've never been in a wheelchair before. And suddenly, you know, that's when all of a sudden some of these issues around self-image and self-awareness, and they start to come up. And that's why sometimes just dipping your toe in the water, just kind of just doing a couple of hours out there and doing it just slowly and carefully is the way to go.
When people are here, all they want to do is get home. When I worked in outpatient therapy, people were home, and then it's now, what do I do? You know, now I can't go golfing with my friends, I can't cut the grass. So I think being able to build a life for yourself. I had one patient that I remember quite distinctly because he was a fly fisherman, which requires a lot of intricate hand movement, and his stroke wiped out the use of his arm. And so that he was retired, and one of his primary pastimes was to do fly fishing. But he took up photography because he could do that with one arm. And I remember him because he used to come to the physio gym with his camera the odd day to take photos of us. But so he was able to adapt his pastimes to find something that he could do that was meaningful to him, to fill his time and to give him some enjoyment in life. Even though it wasn't how he had planned out his retirement, he was able to adapt, and he seemed happy, and he was getting a sense of pleasure out of it, and that was really good to see.
Have you thought of trying new things? Because in your old life you were so busy, you never tried a new hobby. Or really, maybe that book that you wanted to write. You can do it now. But there are so many interests in this world.
This isn't the end of the road when they leave Providence. This is just the end of the beginning, where from Providence they're going to go on and have many more life experiences and chances to heal that we also would like to support as a part of our role. But when they leave us from the inpatient aspect of our facility, that's just the end of the beginning. The greatest stuff is left to come.